right? So we're losing 1 creature instead of 2. Kind of a bummer. It's too bad they don't have a card in their hand. We do get to learn. Hey everybody, welcome back, and thanks for taking the time to watch Hello Good Game. Have you met Zadira the Beast? Look at this guy, he's huge. Cat on your back, right? And he just lets you manhandle him too. If you guys don't know who Simba is, this is one of my 3 kitties. Simba and Nala, Turkish Maine Coons. Or Turkish Angora Maine Coons, I should say. And then Maya, of course, is a Bengal. They're always bugging me while I'm trying to make content. Today, I'm bugging them. No Zadira in this deck, though. That's just, you know, who they remind me of. And we'll be playing with a Naya value deck. ETB Learn is kind of the theme of the build, and it's competing very, very nicely within Mythic. In the video, you know, as always, we'll break down the deck list, jump into the gameplay footage. This is going to, you know, teach you how to play the deck and then demonstrate how to play the deck so you can make that decision for yourself whether or not the deck is right for you, your personal playstyle, and your wildcard collection. Wrapping up with our final thoughts and deck review, of course, as we always do. Don't miss out on, you know, all of the contests and giveaways that the channel's got going on right now. You can get in on that with the Linktree link in the description below, or you can easily give it a Google. Let's get into it. All right, I'm calling this deck Belladonna. It is a 40 average mana, 4 average mana cost deck with 4 non-creatures and 32 creatures, 24 land with a few MDFCs to bring us up there within the Kazandu Mammoth to 28. So a lot of land in the deck, and you know, there are some fair maidens within this build. Professor of Symbology, you know, what a good card. We're talking about ETB Learn within the deck. A 2/1 for 2 mana when it enters the battlefield, Learn, right? We absolutely adore it. We also have 4 copies of the Retriever Phoenix for 4 mana, a 2/2 with flying and haste. When it enters the battlefield, Learn. I love it. As long as Retriever Phoenix is in your graveyard, if you would learn, you may return it from your graveyard to the battlefield instead, which is one of our main synergies in the deck, which is really, really cool. And then, of course, the same goes with Gnarled Professor for 4 mana, a 5 power, 4 toughness, sorry, with trample. When it enters the battlefield, Learn. So we do have that recurring theme of ETB Learn. We also have a full sideboard of 7 as we're playing best of 1. And this is going to really depend on what your opponents are playing, right? Got cat hair in my mouth from that freaking cat. He's so fluffy. So through this, we can basically be, you know, getting into our graveyard, discarding things that we don't want from our hand, and pulling things from our sideboard if we like. Discarding land if we have too many to redraw from our hand through the Learn ability is good. Also discarding the Phoenix, so that goes in your graveyard, and then you can replay it with another Learn ability for a cheaper cost at a later point, right? So that's really good too. We're playing all of these ETB creatures on top of the Great Henge. It costs X less to cast, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. You can tap it to add 2 mana, gain 2 life. Whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on it and draw a card. This is incredible, right? So we combo this with Retriever Phoenix. When Retriever Phoenix comes into play from the graveyard, it's still entering the battlefield. It gets a +1/+1, and we draw a card. It is so good. And we also are kind of comboing it with Glorious Protector for 4 mana, a 3 power, 4 toughness with flash and flying, foretell for 3. When it enters the battlefield, you may exile any number of non-angel creatures you control until Glorious Protector leaves the battlefield. So they have to now deal with this creature that has flying and flash, which is really good if they do go to remove you. And when they do, obviously those creatures will re-enter play, right? Those Learn abilities pop off again, and the Henge will help us as well with the +1/+1 counters and the extra draw, which is a little bit aggressive. I'll be honest, it works out quite nicely. We cheat the Henge in play with Kazandu Mammoth, a 3/3 with landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield, put a +2/+2 on it until the end of turn, right? So this makes it a 5/5, and then you can play the Henge on turn 4. If not, you know, you can play it a little later. The Gnarled Professor is going to help you cheat that into play as well. We do have a little bit of disruption within the Elite Spellbinder, more ETBs, which we love in the deck. A 3/1 with flying. When it enters the battlefield, look at an opponent's hand, exile a non-land card from it. As long as that card remains exiled, they can cast it by paying an additional 2. And 2 copies of the Skyclave Apparition. Only 2 copies here because it is such an early ETB with strict mana requirements. A 2/2, and when it enters play, exile target non-land, non-token permanent with mana value 4 or less. When it leaves the battlefield, the exiled card's owner will create an XX blue illusion creature token, where X is equal to the exiled card's mana cost. We have 4 copies of Bonecrusher Giant. It deals 2 damage with its stomp ability, also creating a situation where combat damage can't be prevented, or damage in general, not just combat damage. And it's a 4/3, and whenever it becomes the target of a spell, deal 2 damage to that spell's controller, right? We all know this. That's the deck. We've got the pathways for consistency. Basic Conjuration, late game, looking for more creatures to play on top of our henge, sure. Containment Breach, this is good for artifact and enchantment removal. Anatomy, put the counters on your flyers or your Professor with Trample, right? That's great. Prophecy, just digging through your deck, that's awesome. Start from scratch, extra chip damage, plus you can destroy cleaves and henges. Reduce to memory, this takes care of everything from planeswalkers, enchantments, artifacts, creatures, whatever it happens to be. Reduce to memory can help you out. And environmental sciences to grab a land, gain 2 life, just help us out along our journey to Rampville. That's the deck. I hope you guys enjoy the list. I'm having a ton of fun with it and with the games. There's so much value with the Learn. There's so much value with the Great Henge. And then we're using some of the best removal in the game and Glorious Protector, like a hidden tech that not anyone is really using that can definitely save you from those playlines where you would lose instead, right? Shadow's Verdict, Extinction Events, Ugin Minus. Typically, those would all dominate us. Nope. Not today, which is really, really cool. So again, thank you all for your time and attention. Support the channel if you can. Check out our link tree description below or give it a Google. We'll see you soon after the gameplay footage. Enjoy. All right, line looks nice here. Probably want double forest, but it's really hard to say. We'll play this first, because we know that has to be a forest, and then we can foretell this, rather than holding up Stomp on nothing. Oh, that's not nothing. Okay, so we get our double forest, that's great. This can be a red source then. Let's get in their hand, see what they're trying to cast. That's going to be an expensive Ugin. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wow. We discard the Phoenix here. Hit for 3. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is 9. Holy macaronis. Let's go right for it. You basically need double removal now, right? Which we don't frickin' have. We gotta save Glorious Protector for 3. 1, 2, 3. That means we can cast for 2. I'll take the double block if they're into it. Down to 9. That's where we risk it all. Ugin comes out as 7 minus force to 3. Then we can hit it for 3. Oh no, we can't. Oh no, this is yeah, 4-2. Shoot. But we'll still get them back. Right, so we're losing one creature instead of two. Kind of a bummer. It's too bad they don't have a card in their hand. We do get to learn. It's their turn. So decline. These are artifacts. And we still hit it for 3. Let's try to just push up our trample creature or our flyer. That could be really good for us as well. Yeah. Let's grab our Phoenix. I think we might get this. And then we have 5. Oh, they'd have to double block us. Stop lethal. No, we have to be smart. And then we can Bone Stomp one of the Simulacrums if they double block. They need to top deck an Ugin. And I think we've got this. So we get the double kill. They get a double draw, though, which is, like, kind of terrifying. So they have a lot going on here. They gain 4 life. They get the Scry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 available mana. They could get a Ugin. To the bottom, good news. They probably already have one in their hand. Oh, they don't! So freaking lucky. No way. No way. We beat Ugin. Nice! I love it. Glorious Protector. It's a perfect card. I like it. Okay, so I mean, the hand doesn't look great. There's 2 double whites, and we only have 1 white source, which we can use as a white source, thankfully. These will both be green sources for the Professor to cheat out the Henge. Feels pretty slow, but oh, the worst time to be slow is against mono red. Oh, you gotta love it. I mean, I might even want to flash out the Protector and use Apparition if we can find another white source here. And they're playing 2 champions as well. And then here comes a Boulder Rush. No, they're taking it easy on us. This will be cheaper for us, which is good. You know, we can still pull that white source hopefully next turn for the Apparition. If not, we have a Mammoth in the way. Four. No play. Interesting. They're holding a Bonecrusher Giant. It has to be. Let's go Mammoth. That means next turn we can Henge for life gain. Unless it gets Frostbite this turn. I can only imagine. Yep. Nice. Cool beans. Yeah, that's really cool. I like this a lot. Professor, go! I'd like the 1 damage to any target. Right, let's just kill a champion if we need. It also kills Cleave as an artifact. No blocks. They could just have lethal. They still take it. They double down on it. Rip Aroni. Alright, this is still a match somehow. We should still take cleave protection. Let's just get in the way. Boulder Rush would have been lethal. I guess maybe Glorious Protector would have been a better option there, because now they're going to play a Giant and have 2 attackers, and then 3 next turn. I mean, we're still in here. We can play the Protector. We need a 2nd red source for the Ox at some point. Sooner than later, I guess. Let's end our turn. This can trade with the land. Interesting. Not great. Hardcast the hand. Say what? Almost. I get a 2 cost reduction there, but we will pass in case they have haste. Are you kidding me? So we need that 2nd red source. We lose our beloved cleave protection. Let's get in the air, and we get to see their hand. Yikes. Ultra yikes. You know what I mean? I like the gaining of 2 life. I also like exiling whatever they do. But then again, tossing the land's good too. We can hit for 2 freely. We do block the Phoenix. even if they pull a land. So they have to burn the binder and then attack. Robber's fine. We have 7 in the grave, so we're going to send the Ox back to La La Land, I guess. Force them to use their Boulder Rush on the Robber. Okay. So, we need to hold up this Glorious Protector, I guess. Our own Phoenix is great. Hand. Toss the Henge. More land. And they're not having it. They see that value start to pile up now. And I don't know how we made it through that. They were a little slow on their land. They couldn't get to their cleave. But we did have that cleave protection, and I think enough life to make it through the first smashing, at least. So, nice. Great Henge, saving the day yet again. Alright, so we get to go first, and our land seems to be getting better. Hopefully we draw a 4th one this game. Red is most threatening for us off the start, so I like that. Ooh. Be aggressive. Be aggressive. Let's kill it immediately. Can't stand rogues. I hate them! Let's check their hand out. Into the Story can cost more, even with the reduction. So annoying. Really? That is so freaking brave. That'll be a red source for us. We need a second green source here. Like yesterday. Maybe the snarls are good. We could use the Lorehold snarls. I think that's all that's relevant to us here. Loris! That just, you know, they play the land. It is a tapped land, though. And they have an untapped island, too. So they still could play Luris, but it takes up all their mana. If they get Luris with this Windrobber, though. Woof. I need that Skyclave. But they probably have counters. What? Okay. They're like, whatever, you know, man, I'm just gonna mill you. I'm gonna play the Rune Crab. That helps me win games. Down to 8. Interesting. Nothing's really great here. They have to have a counterspell here. I don't put it past them. They just sack this, that's fine. Just get out of my way. I'm going to attack! They could also get a, Soaring Thought Thief in the way? No. Taking all of our lands. Not that it matters. Well, we just don't want to take our Phoenixes, right? Maybe we should have went with Professor for the trample. Really hard to say. We have 23 left. They good gamed us like they can just mill us out, so maybe. I'll do my best though, right? We're not one to give up easily, especially against a rogue deck. Right? You shall not escape unpunished. Make them think about it at least, right? 2 Phoenixes in grave. That's great. Oh, 3 Phoenixes in grave. I guess we should have played the Professor last turn. So they need to keep things to block, right? Can't wait. Let's just swing in. We get 3 damage in. We clear both their rogues. Can they mill us this turn? Probably. 13 in hand, or in library. A single Fatal Passage. Oh, are you serious? Such a skillful play, right? Most landfall plays are incredibly skill intensive. Yeah, that's decent. They could do so many things here to mill us. Just this rogue, for example. Close match, bro. I had you. I had you. But you had to play a rogue deck with crabs. They're lucky. They're lucky, right, you guys? Okay, we're going first. You know, we do have to land for the Professor, which is nice. We have 1 Plains for the Skyclave, looking for another Plains, and then just a single mountain for the Phoenix until we double up with the mountains on the Ox. We do have doubles of each... Oh, there's the Ox already. Doubles of each color in the deck. Makes the mana a little awkward, but I believe in you guys. We could use the Snarls if we wanted. I'm gonna flash block with the Protector. That's so smart of them. So smart of them not to attack with that Tangled Florahedron. Let's take the block. We need to Skyclave that Uprising. Shoot. That's not good. Really bad for us to brick. When things go wrong. It happens. It happens. 5-5. Fair and playable. Trample. Jeez Louise. I don't know why they didn't attack the 1/1. And what is happening? Freaking sick hand, bro. My golly. That physically pains me. It physically pains me to brick this hard. Our opponent's popping too. I don't think we can come back from this. We hit for 10 damage here. Lethal turn after this. Why don't they attack with that? I guess, but we can't cast it for 3. It's a 4 CMC without it being in Foretell. Oh, good game, bro. LOL. All right. So we had some interesting matches there. We did get bullied a couple times, but typically that's, you know, an average day in Arena. I like how much value this deck has. I think it would be the bee's knees if we had proper mana. If we had tap and shock lands, woo! This would be a good deck. You know, I'm in love. Like, I think that the learn combo here is incredible. I've been playing the Retriever Phoenix now in a couple different decks. It seems solid to me every time I play it. And with this build, you know, oh man, it's just, it's maybe a little bit too much. The Glorious Protector, it takes this deck to the next level. It's like, oh, well, that could be a good deck, but, you know, you probably get hit with field wipes to, you know, if you have that Protector in hand, 3 mana is not a lot if it's foretold, and you can late game easily protect your whole field, re-trigger all those ETBs if they deal with it. It's just like, I love it. I love making new decks like this. I hope you guys enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Get in on our contest giveaways, tournaments. We've got so much stuff going on. You can find out more within the link description below, or give it a Google. Have a magical day, and we'll see you soon in the next.